Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Naisargi and in today's video we are going to learn about yet another basic biology concept. So till now we have learned about how to work in a biology laboratory while maintaining your as well as your environmental safety while maintaining the authenticity of your data. I'll link those videos in the description box below for your reference, where we have discussed about good laboratory practices, biosafety levels as well as the biohazard waste management methods. So now that you are all set to work in a biology laboratory, let's get started with certain basic definitions that you need to know before you start your experimental work. So let's say that now you have everything that you require for your experimental work. You have your infrastructure, you have your animals or your cell lines or your bacterial cultures, you have all your chemicals gathered, you also have ensured the management of good laboratory practices as well as all the biosafety levels. So what will be your first step towards starting your experiment? The next step will be the preparation of your chemical solutions that you require for your experiment. And often there are so many terminologies associated with this process that we often get confused. So in today's video, we are going to learn about the basic definitions and the on-point meanings of these terminologies, and we will also discuss the differences between the various terms. So without further ado, let's get started. First, let us understand the meaning of solute, solvent, solution, amount, volume as well as concentration. So a solution is nothing but a homogeneous mixture of a solute and a solvent. Now what is a solute and a solvent? Here two solutions are shown, solution A and solution B. The blue balls represent the solvent molecules, while the pink balls, they demonstrate the solute molecules. So we can see that the number of pink balls is less while the number of blue balls is more. The component which is present in lesser quantity in the solution is known as a solute, whereas the solvent is the substance in which the solute is dissolved. And for it to be called a true solution, the diameter of the solute molecule should not be more than 1 nanometer. Here in solution A, there are less number of solute molecules as compared to solution B. So we can say that solution A is a dilute solution while solution B is a concentrated solution. As you can see, in both these beakers, there are total 20 balls or molecules of solute plus solvent. And in solution A, there are 4 solute molecules, while in solution B, there are 6 solute molecules. If you want to understand in a simplified manner, 20 is the volume of these both solutions, okay, and 4 and 6, they are the amount of the solute dissolved. For the solution A, the concentration will be 4 by 20 or 20%, and in solution B, the concentration will be 30%. This is a very simple representation for understanding the concept of amount, concentration as well as volume of a particular solution. Amount is nothing but the total quantity of the solute dissolved in the solution, while volume is the total quantity of that solution, which includes the solvent as well as the solute molecules. So we can say that the unit of amount will be gram, milligram, kilogram, microgram, nanogram and so on. While the unit of concentration will be always weight by volume or volume by volume, which means that the unit of concentration will be microgram per ml or kilogram per liter, gram per liter, nanogram per microliter, percentage weight by volume or percentage volume by volume. And of course the unit of volume will be liters, milliliters, microliters, etc. Next comes the concept of serial dilution, fold dilution and fold concentration. So let's say that you are asked to make a series of dilutions of a particular solution in the lab. So here in the first test tube, we are taking 1 ml of the solution which is having 32 solute molecules. So the concentration of this solution will be 32 molecules per ml. And this is the 1x stock solution. This is the solution from which you will be making the subsequent dilutions in the further tubes. In the next 5 tubes, as you can see, we have taken half of the quantity of the solvent, that is 0.5 ml of the solvent in each tube. Now what we will do, we will take half of the volume from 1x stock solution and add in the second test tube. So what we did essentially is that we made the concentration of the second test tube 16 molecules per ml. Now because the concentration of stock is 2 times the concentration of the second test tube, we can say that the dilution of the second tube is 2x. Okay, now again we will repeat the same procedure. We will take the half volume from the second test tube and add in the third test tube. So we are again reducing the concentration to half of the second test tube, or we can say 1/4 of the stock solution. Hence the dilution of this solution will be 4x. Now we have to keep repeating this procedure till we get the dilutions up to 32x. And here whatever we are seeing 1x, 2x, 4x, 8x, 16x or 32x, these are known as the fold dilution factors of those particular solutions. Now whatever I have shown here is for a simplified representation of the serial dilution. It's not necessary that you take half of the volume each time for further dilutions. You can also take 1/10 of the volume from each test tube to add to the subsequent test tubes. A simple formula for the calculation of dilution factor or fold dilution is you have to simply multiply the concentration of the parent tube into the volume taken from the parent tube and divide it by the final volume of the subsequent tube. And remember that you have to take the same units for each of the parameters. Suppose if you take the concentration of the parent tube in mg per ml, you have to take the volume from the parent tube as ml and the final volume of the subsequent tube also as ml. A particular thing to be noted here is that there is a difference between the terms 10x dilution and a 10x solution. We have made 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x etc. dilution. That means that solution is diluted by that much fold or that much dilution factor. On the other hand, when we say that 2x, 3x, 5x or 10x solution, then that is known as a fold concentration. You might have seen the bottles of PBS or antibiotics in your laboratory labeled as 1x or 10x or even 100x. So remember that always the 10x solution of PBS or antibiotic is concentrated 10 times more than the 1x PBS or antibiotic solution. So for your usage, if you want to make a 1x solution, then you have to dilute the 10x solution 10-fold in order to obtain the 1x working solution of PBS or your antibiotic. So these two concepts in general are quite confusing for the students. So whenever you work in the lab, make sure that you read in between the lines and spot the difference between these terminologies. Guys, I hope you gained some clarity after watching this video. If you have any other doubts, please feel free to mention in the comment section below. I will try my level best to address as many doubts as possible. I'll soon come up with my next video. Until then, you guys, please be safe and happy experimenting in your science lab. Bye-bye.